Hello everyone and welcome to Bath Garden Center. With spring right around the corner, let's go over some pruning tips and things to remember when you bring out your pruning shears this year. So first off, why should you be pruning your trees and shrubs? If you have any dead or decaying branches or limbs on your trees, that will affect the health of your tree, and we want to remove those dead and decaying branches. So you can remove dead branches anytime during the year, but especially during the spring. Shaping your tree is a main reason why we always prune. We want to keep the nice upright shape or the bushy shape that you're going for, and if you are pruning, it also helps provide air circulation, and this helps prevent pests and diseases from encountering your plant. When you start pruning, this is going to encourage new growth and also flowering in some of your flowering trees and shrubs, as well as some of your fruiting plants. So we want to prune at the correct time during the year because it will start encouraging that new growth. You may think that pruning in late fall, early winter might be good for some of your plants, but because you are possibly encouraging that new growth in your plant once you start pruning, we don't want to do that before the plant goes dormant, and especially in those freezing temps. So that's why with many plants we like to prune in early spring or late spring and early summer. It is better to prune certain plants at different times of the year, and so if you're wanting to prune in early spring, apple trees and fruit trees, roses and hydrangeas are great to prune around this time. And some of the trees that we want to save until late spring or early summer are trees like maple, birch, and aspen. We know that there are a ton of other trees and shrubs that we haven't listed that you may be wondering when you should prune them. So feel free to contact us here at Bath, and we would be happy to help you determine when your specific trees and shrubs need pruning. When you begin to prune, you want to remember to not remove too much of your plant because this can put it under stress. And we want to just remove at first all of the dead and diseased possibly or dying parts of your tree. We can also start removing water spouts and suckers or any inward growing branches that are growing on your tree as well. The amount you want to prune is going to depend on how much your tree has grown in the previous years. So if you've got a new, younger tree, you don't want to really start pruning until that tree is fully established. Unless it has either dead or dying branches on it, we're not going to prune for shape unless it is established. And when you're pruning woody plants, we don't want to remove more than 1/3 of the living tissue. So when in doubt, just wait until the next season for that part of your plant. When pruning larger limbs, you always want to prune just right outside of the branch collar. And you're gonna find that spot where two branches are connected, and then there's going to be kind of a knot or more of a wrinkly bulbous area on the lower part of that connection. And you want to prune just outside of that. You don't want to be pruning on the branch collar, because if we do, that can prevent new growth tissue from forming properly. Keep in mind also that pruning is not going to keep, say, a large shrub from outgrowing a small space. We want to keep in mind that we want to plant the right things in the right areas so that they don't overgrow their spaces. So if you're finding that some of your plants are a little too large for that area, you may want to consider removing them and replacing them with something that will fit better. And we would be happy to help you with that here at Bath. And always remember, when you start pruning, we want to have an objective in mind. We want to have a plan. And we don't want to just go out and start hacking away at our branches. So make sure you come up with a plan for yourself when you start getting out your shears. And lastly, don't forget to use the right equipment, and we want that equipment sharp. So make sure your shears are not dull, because if you're pruning with dull shears, that can affect the growth of your plant after you prune it, and we don't want to introduce any pests or diseases into those cuts that aren't going to heal the way that they should. So prune with sharp shears. If you have any questions about pruning, please let us know. We would be happy to help you. And as always, thank you for watching, and we hope you have a great day. And this prevents any disease. Dang it. Dang it. This prevents disease. Sorry, I had a thought. Because that can, we'll pick it up there in a second.